Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
An earthquake that rattled parts of Victoria is likely an aftershock from a 2021 quake. No damage has been reported after the magnitude 4.1 tremor struck Woods Point, a small town about 3 hours drive east of Melbourne, just before 4 a.m. on Wednesday. Geoscience Australia senior seismologist Phil Cummins considered the event an aftershock from Victoria's record 5.9 magnitude earthquake in September 2021. That quake damaged buildings in Melbourne and was felt as far away as Canberra, Sydney, and Adelaide after spreading from its epicenter in Mansfield, about 60 kilometers from Woods Point. The physical size of the earthquake today was about 1/100th that of the earthquake that occurred in 2021, Professor Cummins told AAP. The energy released would be about 900 times less than the energy released in that previous earthquake. There have been about a dozen earthquakes of magnitudes higher than 3 in the area since the 2021 event. The tremor was felt as far away as South Mooring in Melbourne's north, Healesville in the Yarra Ranges, Wangaratta in the state's north and Dargo in East Gippsland, according to Victoria's State Emergency Service. Vic Emergency still warned people to watch out for any minor damage and aftershocks. Stay safe by avoiding damaged buildings, roadways, and bridges, and fallen trees and power lines, an alert stated. Aftershocks occurring years or decades after initial earthquakes were common, Professor Cummins said, and more could follow. It's not unusual for large aftershocks to have their own aftershocks, Professor Cummins said. But I would expect the earthquakes we see immediately after this earthquake to be considerably smaller. While Australia didn't have an active tectonic plate boundary like in New Guinea or New Zealand, stress from other boundaries slowly built up to the interior of the plate, eventually causing faults to fail, Professor Cummins said. They just fail at a much lower rate than they would where near tectonic plate boundaries, where the strain rates are much faster, he said. More than 1,900 people reported the earthquake to the government agency, which recorded the epicenter as 8 kilometers underground. The Bureau of Meteorology said there was no tsunami threat to Australia. It's the largest earthquake to strike the area since June 2023, according to the Seismology Research Centre. The largest ever earthquake recorded in Australia was a 6.6 magnitude quake that struck Tennant Creek in the Northern Territory in January 1988. The Tennant Creek earthquakes of 1989 are still producing aftershocks, 35 years after the event. The 7.2 to 8 magnitude New Madrid earthquakes in the eastern part of North America were still believed to be providing aftershocks more than 2 centuries later, Professor Cummins said. So it's really not a surprise that this aftershock sequence would last this long, he said.